What's up, everybody? Match day 15 is here. We have had a lot of good soccer so far through the MLS season. We have also had some good U.S. Open Cup and some not so good U.S. Open Cup moments. But we are here, match day 15. Let's jump into it. We have CF Montreal versus Inter Miami. Currently, Montreal are 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5, where Inter Miami are also 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5. CF Montreal are unbeaten in the last 5 home matches for themselves. And I think that I'm going to have to say they continue that unbeaten streak. And I actually think that they get the win here over Inter Miami 2-0. So next up, we have New England Revs versus Chicago Fire. Currently, the Revs are 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5. They are currently on a 3-game losing streak. Now, Chicago, they are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5, coming off of a win against Austin over the weekend, 2-0. New England, though, has not lost to Chicago in the last 8 matches. I think 3 wins and 5 draws against them. And I think that we see New England get back to their original form. I mean, they were killing it at the beginning of the year. They were at the top of the table for a while, and they lost to the Riverhounds there in the U.S. Open Cup and haven't won since. So I do think that they turn it around here against Chicago, and I think that they win this match 2-1 at home there at Gillette Stadium. So next up, we have NYCFC versus Philadelphia Union. NYCFC is looking currently like what I thought they would all season this year. They are currently 1 draw and 4 losses in their last 5 matches, where the Philadelphia Union are finally starting to look like the Philadelphia Union I expected at the beginning of the season. For the Philadelphia Union, they are 4 wins and a draw in their last 5. I think that the Philadelphia Union go on the road here, and I think that they get the job done there in New York, and I think that they win 2-1 over NYCFC. So moving on, we have Orlando City versus Atlanta United. Currently, Orlando City are 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses in their last 5, where Atlanta are 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5 matches. Orlando City haven't kept a clean sheet in their last 6 matches, and Atlanta United have not won an away match in their last 6 away games. This is going to be a good one. This always is. To me, this is a rivalry game. These two teams they've always butted heads against each other, and it's always been physical. But I don't see anything really separating these two teams, and I think that Atlanta walk away with a point, even though they've been struggling, and they should have beat Chicago last weekend. But I think they walk away with a point, and I think this match ends in a 2-2 draw there at Explorer Stadium. So moving on, we have Toronto FC versus DC United. Currently, Toronto are still in a very poor form. I don't know how Bradley still has a job, but currently they are 1 draw and 4 losses in their last 5 matches, where DC United are 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Toronto FC have not scored in their last 3 matches, where DC United haven't scored in their last 2 away matches. So I don't see us seeing a lot of goals in this match, but I'm going to have to go with DC United. I think that DC United go on the road and beat Toronto 1-0. Now, that takes us to Minnesota United versus Real Salt Lake. Currently, Minnesota are 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5 matches, where Real Salt Lake are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Like I said before, if you did watch the U.S. Open Cup, Real Salt Lake are a good road team. And I got to stick with that, but I'm not sticking with it in this match. I know that I just contradicted myself there, but I think that Minnesota, they're usually pretty good at home, and I think that they get the job done. I think this is another low-scoring match, but I think that Minnesota get this done 1-0 over Real Salt Lake. So next up, we have St. Louis City against Vancouver Whitecaps. Currently, St. Louis are 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5, where Vancouver Whitecaps are 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5. St. Louis is coming off a dominant win over Sporting Kansas City, which we thought that Sporting Kansas City might have been turning it around a little bit, but St. Louis, they finally got it together. I said in my last video that them having not to have to play that midweek match, it helped them out. And I think that they continue rolling here. I don't think that they will lose to Vancouver Whitecaps, especially how packed the stadium has been for St. Louis. Those fans are coming out. Some of the best fans in MLS right now. Like, they show up night in and night out. And maybe that is because of how well the team is doing, but it's awesome to see that. And I think that they get the job done at home. I don't think that they're going to win 4-0 over the Whitecaps, but I do think that they win 2-0 over the Vancouver Whitecaps. So if you've made it this far in the video, please give the video a thumbs up. If you like the content, please subscribe. And if you have made it this far, please comment down below which match for Matchday 15 you are looking the most forward to. But we move on, and we have Colorado Rapid versus FC Cincinnati. Currently, Colorado are on a 4-game losing streak. They are 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5, where FC Cincinnati, we know, currently are on a 5-game winning streak, and it might even be longer than that. I think Colorado are a pretty good team usually. I don't feel like they should be sitting at 12th in the table there in the West, and FC Cincinnati are on fire. I would not want to play them right now, but I think that their winning streak comes to an end here. I think that they go into Colorado and only walk away with a point, and I think this match ends in a 1-1 draw. So next up, we have LA Galaxy versus Charlotte FC. Currently, LA are 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, and the same goes with Charlotte. They are 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5. Although Charlotte are on a 2-game losing streak, which is not very good for them. They did lose midweek against Birmingham Legion in the U.S. Open Cup, but we all know that MLS doesn't really take the U.S. Open Cup serious until, I would say, the semifinals and the finals is maybe when they take it serious. Just like how I went to the Riverhounds versus Columbus Crew, they really didn't bring anybody. They brought the whole bench. That's pretty much who they brought. So, and then you had LA Galaxy. They won against LAFC in the U.S. Open Cup midweek. And I don't think that midweek games for the U.S. Open Cup really mean anything because they don't really play their best players. I don't know who all played for LA Galaxy, who all played for LAFC. I did not look back at that game, especially since I went to the match and I'm making this the next morning. So, anyway, back to this match. I think that it's going to be a good one. I think that LA Galaxy, though, continue and start a winning streak here, and unfortunately Charlotte continue their losing streak. I think LA win this match 2-1 over Charlotte. Now, staying there in California, we have San Jose Earthquakes versus FC Dallas. Currently, the Earthquake are 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5, where FC Dallas are 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5. I'm actually looking forward to this match. I believe this was one of the ones that we had in the voting, and I think it's going to be one of the better matches of the weekend. But I think that San Jose will win this. They are currently on a 2-game losing streak, and both of those losses are coming from the LA squad. So I think that they turn around, get back going on the track that we have seen them on, and I am still on the San Jose playoff train. And I think that they win against Dallas 2-0 there in San Jose. So the last match on Saturday, we have Seattle Sounders versus New York Red Bull. Currently, the Sounders are not looking very hot. They are 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5 matches, where the Red Bull are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5. This one was a tough one because I feel like the Red Bull are on a pretty good streak. Their loss came in the U.S. Open Cup, and it was against FC Cincinnati. We know how good Cincinnati has been, And I don't know who all they started, who all they played, and everything like that. But I think that Seattle, it's hard to win at Lumen Field. And I know that they lost to Austin a couple weekends ago, and they lost to Kansas City a couple weeks ago at home. But I think that they have to start playing better, and I think with their coach maybe wanting a little bit more from them, I think that they get the job done, and I think they win this match 3-1 over the Red Bull. So our first match on Sunday out of two, we have Sporting Kansas City versus Portland Timber. Currently, Sporting are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, where the Portland Timber are 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. These two teams have not drawn against each other in the last 3 matches, and then Portland haven't scored in their last 2 matches. I unfortunately think that the Timber streak of not scoring in matches continues. I think that Sporting Kansas City are going to come in. They want to win after getting beat 4-0 against St. Louis. I think that they win. It's just this is going to be a low scoring game in my opinion, but I think that it's going to be a 1-0 win for Sporting Kansas City. So that takes us to Nashville SC and Columbus Crew. This is the last match of the weekend, and this is going to be a good one. These two teams are looking pretty strong this year. Currently, Nashville are 4 wins and a loss in their last 5. That loss, though, is against Inter Miami in the U.S. Open Cup, where Columbus Crew, their last loss, was to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in U.S. Open Cup, but they lost over the weekend to FC Cincinnati 3-2, which we all, I think, can say that Cincinnati, and according to the poll there on the community tab, FC Cincinnati is the best team currently in MLS. This is going to be a good matchup. Nashville are on a 7-match unbeaten streak at home, I believe. And I don't think that they win this match, but I actually think this game ends in a draw. And I think that Nashville at Geodis Park, they see a lot of goals in this one. I have a gut feeling it's going to end in a 3-3 draw between Nashville and Columbus Crew. And last but not least, the match that you all voted for that we are watching on Saturday night, we have Houston Dynamo versus Austin FC. Currently, Houston are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5, where Austin are 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5. These two teams have played each other 6 times, and there's never been a draw. Houston is coming off of a 4-0 win against Minnesota, where Austin is coming off of a 2-0 loss at home against Chicago there in the midweek. I think that the first 6 games where they have not drawn comes to an end. I think that we do see some goals in this match, but I think it ends up in a draw there in Houston, and I believe it ends in a 2-2 draw. So that is it for the video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you like the content, and just tell me down below what you think of this week. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think my predictions are good? Tell me if you disagree with them, but until the live stream, we'll see you then.